Hello my loves, welcome back to yet another bare naked face with Mr. JOVI. And today guys, we're bare naked because we're going to be doing a foundation review after a long time, and we have the new Huda Beauty foundation. This is their, oops, it was upside down, Fauxfilter Luminous Matte Full Coverage Liquid Foundation. Ever since she announced the launch of this, I was super hyper excited to try this out because I have tried out her original Fauxfilter foundation. I will leave the review somewhere up here or in the description bar below. And to quickly summarize it, it was not my favorite foundation. It was way too full coverage and way too matte. Also, the fragrance was too much, guys. I felt like I was getting tiny bumps on my face every time I wore that foundation, but I still used to mix it with other foundation and used it. But coming back to this, when a brand takes feedback from their consumers and actually create a new, improved version, I'm all for it. I got it in the shade Gingerbread 430N. This, as far as I know, has not launched in India yet. And I got this from an Instagram page called International Skincare Makeup. If you would like to get your hands on the same thing, international makeup and skincare that is not available in India, definitely check out this Instagram page, guys. Always exciting to get a nice new sealed package of foundation. You know, I'm such a sucker for foundation, right? This is $50 US, and that around sums up to 3,700 something rupees. It's quite expensive. I believe I paid around 19 Kuwaiti dinar when I bought the first version. Very sleek and very reminiscent of the previous one. It's an acrylic container with a pump dispenser. When Huda launched this foundation, she launched it along with a primer which was supposed to act like skincare serum or something. I don't have that primer, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a nice layer of moisturizer. Why don't we go all out completely? So I have grabbed my Murad Hydration Nutrient Charged Water Gel moisturizer. Has a slight fragrance, feels very light and airy, and has this gorgeous gel consistency, perfect for Kerala weather. I'm gonna give the moisturizer 5 minutes to sink into my skin. And also guys, this top that I'm wearing today is from Style Ash, another very talented Instagram store. Definitely check them out. Not sponsored. And while this sinks into my face, let's quickly go over the Huda Beauty website. Fauxfilter is back with its same full coverage and long-lasting properties with the 24-hour flexible wear, luminous matte finish, and it's fragrance-free. Awesome. The true filter effect gives instant coverage, so seamless that it immediately unifies skin tones and texture as it blurs skin to give a radiant finish. As always, full of magical claims. The non-cakey formula, that was a problem that I had with the first one. I felt it was so full coverage and so matte that it was kind of cakey. So this is life-proof, waterproof, super long wear, 24 hours, transfer-proof, we need to try that, fade-proof, sweat-proof, and humidity-proof. I mean, what better place to try the humidity-proofness than in Kerala? I believe they have 40 shades of foundation, which is pretty standard with international makeup brands at this point, which is amazing. So let us dig into it. My skin is feeling nice and hydrated, primed, ready for foundation. To get that first pump out on the back of my hand. Looks like I got a pretty decent match, you guys. Whoa, that looks like such a good match for me. Okay, let us see. Yeah, it definitely is fragrance free, and that is such a relief from that very strong oud scent that the previous foundation had. On first touch itself, it feels a lot more creamier than the first foundation. Okay, now with a kabuki brush, I'm gonna buff this into my skin. Guys, that shade match is spot on. You can't even tell I have foundation on my skin. Oh my goodness. When as a brown girl you get a foundation that matches you perfectly, this is blending quite easily into the skin, and it feels very, I don't want to say light, but I want to say comfortable, you know. I am not gonna be going out of my house today to test out the longevity of the foundation because, well guys, I haven't stepped out of my house except for the grocery store in 3 months, I think. This foundation glided on my face very effortlessly, and it is looking really nice. Shall I take a nice close-up and show you what the foundation looks like on my skin? Does it have an instant blur effect? I don't think so. It is not as full coverage as the original one, I can tell you that, because the full coverage one completely wiped off my hyperpigmentation. The previous foundation, I actually used to use it even as a concealer. So I'm gonna try and see if this can work as a concealer. Apply just a touch there. And also maybe around the mouth. This formula definitely is a little sticky. Oh, nice. So this is buildable. It is giving me full coverage on building it up. Okay, I don't need to go over this with a concealer anymore. Let's see how the under eye fares. And do you see how I'm dabbing my makeup brush as opposed to swiping? That's because this foundation is a little sticky and it's not as glidey. If you mix this with a moisturizer, that's going to increase that blendability, I feel. My skin looks like skin. You can still see the lines. You can see the texture. This is not blurring or pore filling by any means. I didn't even have to take it down my neck, and you can't really say where the foundation begins and ends, and I really like it. So let us see if it will also oxidize during the day. For my under eyes, you know how I like to brighten it up just a touch. So I have the Fenty stick in the shade Linen. I'm gonna apply just a dab right here and blend that out just a touch underneath my eyes. And I'm gonna take my Hourglass ambient lighting powder and take dim light. So I always get confused with this, you know. So one of it is a setting powder with a little bit of ambience, and the other one is a highlighter. They have so many different kinds of powders, and they're all so stunning in Hourglass. Because we have layered our under eye, I'm gonna set that with powder and actually just tap a little bit of that dim light on the center of my face, and I'm not gonna even set the rest of my face. Let's see what happens with just the foundation alone, because it's supposed to be life proof. It feels pretty solid on my skin as of now. Since it's been a while since I did a full face of makeup, I'm gonna do the rest of my face on camera as well. I'm taking my Zoeva bronzer. This is one of my favorite products, guys. And do you see how pigmented that is? I always forget how pigmented that is, because bronzers for my skin tone, they are so not pigmented usually that, you know, I'm in the habit of going ham with my brush, you know. And I do the same thing with the Zoeva bronzer, and this is like really dark. This is in the shade 06. They definitely have a lighter shade which is much more subtle than this. And I'm taking a little bit of Colourpop's pressed powder blush in the shade Trippin'. Kind of going that bronzy route today. This is a blush with a little bit of gold specks as well. And I'm gonna take that down my nose. Bronze up my forehead. Is the foundation a little too sticky, guys? Is it affecting my blending of the blush? In person, it looks really well blended, but in camera, my blush is kind of looking patchy. I'm also going to add a touch of pink right to the center of my cheeks with the Colourpop Cheerio Super Shock Cheek Pearlized Blush. I really like this shade, guys. You can see how much I've used it. And this too is super duper pigmented, so just a touch is really enough. I'm also going to take a little bit on the tip of my nose. And that's it. I am going to skip on the highlighter today because it's very humid here, and also a couple of the blushes that we used were already pearly and, you know, had shimmer particles, so we don't want to OD on that, the highlight life. Just to make sure that we've got it all blended, I'm going to take my kabuki brush, which we use to blend out the foundation, and just go over the blush without any excess product on it. That will take down that intensity and make it more blended. You know, it's a quick tip for you to try. There we go. Right, we are gonna do our brows quickly off camera. And for the eyes, we are gonna dig into the Mercury Retrograde palette. Oh my goodness, does anyone even remember this? Do you remember the time when brands used to come left, right, and center with new eyeshadow palettes? I think we needed that break from the excessive launches. But anyways, I think I've used just a couple of shades in here. This palette was not a palette that I was extremely drawn to, except these colors, the steels and the purples are beautiful. I have never really tried the lilac, so maybe we'll do a slightly subtle-ish lilac. I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible because I am into very minimal, easy eye looks now. So what do we do? Let us... You know what? Usually I would apply my crease color first, but that makes it way too smoky. It kind of goes out of control for me. So I'm gonna dip into this shade called Libra. You wouldn't think that that shade of pastel lilac would look good on my skin tone, but that's what I like about Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palettes. I've noticed that whatever she comes out with when it comes to eyeshadows, they always suit my skin tone. On the other hand, if this palette was by any other brand, that shade of lilac would look so chalky and probably wouldn't even show up on my skin tone. So we have to appreciate when appreciation is due. I'm gonna dip into Hot Mess and slightly deepen up our crease. Really not making it smoky. We just need a little bit of definition. And using a small pencil brush, I'm gonna get Hot Mess on my lower lashes as well. And at this point, guys, I'm diverting from my initial idea. I want it to have a pop of color. I'm wondering if I want the peach or the teal in my inner corner. Will I look sick if I have the peach in my inner corner? I play with teal a lot. I'm gonna try the peach. Ooh, not bad. It looks like a Candyland. Now I'm really getting into that playing with makeup vibe. I wanna top this up with a little bit of glitter, but I am not, because my idea was to keep it simple, minimal, and then I do the most every single time. Okay, look, maybe a touch, just a touch of this glitter, right? One touch. I mean, really, who is it hurting? No one. It's just giving us a cosmic vibe. I mean, look at that. And the shade name is Cosmic. Wow, look at... It's okay. And now, when I apply glitter, I really like to take it up almost to my brow bone. It just makes your eyes look larger. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, guys. That's it. Just wipe it off. Now, to eyeliner or not to eyeliner? Nope, no eyeliner. I'm just gonna define my lash line using this very deep purple brown shade called Vortex. Need to stop playing with makeup. Also, guys, what are you watching on Netflix these days? I watched Hasina Dilruba, really liked it. I watched Sex Life, really liked it. And right now, I'm watching Sweet Tooth. There are moments when I really like it, and then there are moments where I'm like, God, they ruined it here. Yeah. Oh, yesterday I watched this Malayalam movie called Saras on Amazon Prime. I loved it. Alright guys, while I applied my mascara, I also went ahead and did my lips. On my lips, I applied the Forever 52 Super Stay Lip Gloss in the shade Beat It. It's a matte lip paint. And I topped it off with the Colourpop Lippy Stick in Brat Pack. But after I've applied my Colourpop Nude on top of this, I feel like I liked it better with just this. It was a beautiful purpley moment. So we're gonna kind of... yeah, that's what we're talking about. I am really feeling today's purple vibes. Let us zoom you out and take a look, guys. This foundation looks absolutely flawless. Oops, we've got a little bit of fallout. Let's fix that before that settles in. Okay, so my first impression is that I love the foundation. At this point, the previous foundation was already beginning to settle into my fine lines. So the foundation has not settled into my fine lines yet. There's a little tiny bit of creasing on the corner of my mouth. So the time is 1:17 p.m. We're gonna wait it out for as long as we can. I'm gonna get on with my day, have lunch, maybe even nap, film a couple more videos. Woo! We look a little beaten down. It is 5:10 p.m. and I just had my very late lunch, which explains the completely messed up lipstick, but that's not what we are here to judge. Let's take a look at the skin, guys. This face is the result of a normal humid day in Kerala and the skin is looking fabulous. This is 4 hours later. My lines are not accentuated. I know my face looks a little shiny, but nothing a little bit of touch-up can't fix, you know, with a tissue paper. There is no smudging, no smearing, no patchiness, no oxidation. The color is still pretty intact as well. The blush has stayed put on top of the foundation so far. Wow. I'm taking a break, guys. Indian sweets are life, and don't we all pinch little bits and pieces from all the sweets in the or is it just me? Looks disgusting. Please don't. Okay. And I'm also watching episode 7 of Sweet Tooth. Let's go.
And
I feel like taking a nap and I thought, should I place my head on this white cushions? Should we check the transfer proofness on the cushion? No. But we have a tissue paper. Let's check the transfer proofness on the white tissue paper while we are at it. I mean, it's not transfer proof, but not bad. It transfers, but not so bad. How does my face look after that? Not bad. It's 7:20 p.m. I did a little bit of editing work and I also finished the first season of Sweet Tooth. I didn't like the way it ended, guys. I wanted answers and they just stopped it midway, just not giving us answers. Also, is the size of this pimple increasing? It is. Is the foundation aggravating it? I don't think so. This has been on my face for a few days actually. It was a tiny little thing, and today I have a few new salicylic acid products to test out, so maybe we can test it out on the pimple. We take all of this as a moment of opportunity. Anyways, guys, let's do a quick check-in. I feel like at this moment in real life my face looks a tiny bit oxidized. A tiny bit, but that is not translating on camera at all. On camera I still look pretty fresh, but in the mirror that I'm holding up I look a little orange. I can see a little bit of tiny bumps on my forehead if my camera can catch it, but the lines are not aggravated at all. So I don't know it is the full day wear of foundation or if these bumps were just gonna happen. I don't know if it's coincidence or the foundation aggravated it. Anyways, I have one more video to film, 2 more videos to film, yeah, and then we should call it a night. I'll be very happy to do our final check-in and also remove this makeup for good. For the sake of this video, I'm not gonna do any touch-up on my face. I'm just gonna do my lips and hair and whatnot before we start with the next video. Alrighty guys, time is 9:15 p.m. It's slightly oily. It looks pretty good. It's a little orange, a little oxidized. Alrighty guys, it is 10:20 p.m. We've had this makeup on my face for about 9 hours, and of course I look a little different from when we started out. That is because I felt like doing a little bit of creative makeup. All I did is add on the eye stuff and the lip stuff. I've not touched up on anything base, no powder, blush. I'm actually pretty blown away by the longevity of this, because I even napped during the day and this survived an entire humid day. This one pimple is really peeking out and saying hi, but it is that time of the month for me, so I doubt if it is the foundation. I mean, of course there is creasing because I'm a human face which moves and, you know, which has creases naturally, but this really, like, even if I take you really close up, let's go. The corners of my mouth is usually where the foundation breaks up. It has broken up, but minimally. The creasing is minimal. My skin feels so comfortable that I was able to keep this foundation on my face for 9 hours. We did not test the waterproofness because we didn't step out of the house today. It didn't rain. This is a huge improvement from the first version of the same foundation. I have a feeling that this is gonna be in my favorite pile of foundations. I really, really like the way my skin is feeling, looking. It's not even like coming off on my hands or anything. My skin feels fine, you know, not caked up. If you enjoyed this video, guys, and if you want me to test out more makeup, please, 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 all you have to do is click that thumbs up button just underneath this video. That's all. That's all I want from you. That's it. I hope you sleep well tonight. I hope you have a fabulous day. I love you so much. Mwah.